What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I want to talk about some meta cards that I think people might be sleeping on. And, I don't want to necessarily say that they're, these things are going to go to the moon or like do a 3x in price, but I wonder if they are underpriced in terms of the overall meta. And I'm going to get into them specifically here in a moment. Now, what I have filtered out is all of the Chaos Legion sets. So this includes Rift Watchers, the Core Edition, promo, and of course the reward cards. So if we look at just the common cards, and I go all the way to the bottom, you can see here that this is obviously dominated by the amount of reward cards that we have and the if you want to call it overprinted that we had. I mean, there was, for the older ones, like the Pelacors, there's 8 million that were printed. For the newer ones, like Bloodmaker and Vampire Bat, there's like 4.4 million printed. Obviously, that has come down significantly now in terms of overall circulation. You can see there's only like 800,000 Vampire Bats, for example, because many of them have been combined. But once you get beyond that, there are cards within the main set that are starting to be, I don't know, interesting. So let me go ahead and cut out the rewards and Rift Watches and just look at the core, because these are the cards I'm talking about, and specifically the 1 mana cards here: Mycelic Morphoid, Hardy Stonefish, Radiated Scorcher, Gargoyle Scrapper, and Carrion Shade. Each of the main splinters, not including Dragon, has one of these 1 mana cards. And of course, there's a neutral one as well that is super clutch for the meta, which is Chaos Agent. But obviously that thing is 16 cents, and I would say maybe priced appropriately considering everything else. But I use these cards all the time. Having an extra mana and throwing a card in there that can, take an additional hit, sometimes even 2 hits if you get something like Hardy Stonefish that has an additional shield, or you pair Mycelic Morphoid with Queen Mycelia and you get that Thorns effect, right? Like, these cards I use all the time. I throw them into pretty much all my games whenever there's like 1 mana left, just as a little buffer. So this is what I mean. Like, they are meta cards. Now, when I say meta, they're not going to win games. I mean, sometimes they might, but they're not going to win games on their own. But having them as essential parts of the lineup, I think, is super crucial. So we look at where things are at right now. There's like 270,000, 281,000. So we're like a little under 300,000 for each of these cards. And granted, the player count, the overall player, our active player base has dropped. We were down like the 70,000 for a while. We're up now into like the 150s to 200s. Again, that's probably going to go back and forth. But as the game grows, as more people come in, I do wonder if like 270,000 is going to be enough. Now, keep in mind, there's still many more to be printed, because we do have, I think we've opened actually, let's just go ahead and check it out here. So you can see here that we have 1 million so far of all these guys printed, so like the Hardy Stonefish. And if we look at the Splinter cards kind of data here, we've opened almost 9 million packs out of a total 12.5 million, actually more like 12 million. So I would say that we can still expect roughly another 250,000 to 300 of these, 250,000 to 300,000 of these cards, because we would probably open more in the upcoming packs that need to be open, right? So we've burned 2.5 million, but then keep in mind, there's another 500,000 set aside for Nifty. So technically we've burned, or unavailable to everybody else, 3 million, meaning that a total of 12 million packs will be available for people, right? Unburned, or at least accessible. So if we're already close to like 9 million of that opened, we're at 75%. We just add like 33% onto wherever we're at right now. And again, that gives us like 1.2, 1.3 million total in terms of overall print count. Now, obviously, a lot of these have been combined already, because we've had 1 million printed, but we're down to like 270,000 or under 300,000 for each of them. So one other thing that I want to look at, and let me just pull it up here. So we have, I don't know what happened in the background there, but let's go ahead and do, what is it? So 1 million divided by 0.33, right? No, that is... That is so incorrect. Sorry. We're just going to do 1.3 million, because my brain is not working today. Divided by 400. So this is the amount of maxed copies that you can play with. 3,200 in total. Now, again, this is for Diamond Plus. Obviously, I don't even know if we have like 3,000 players in Diamond, but we bring this down like 1.3 million to, I don't know, 220. Now we're looking at about 6,000 that can play in gold, max for gold. Obviously, there's a lot that have been maxed out already, so we probably can't even get to this full max for gold number. We're probably going to have less than that once we start maxing these cards out. The other thing to think about with this too, okay, is when you go ahead and include the reward cards once again, these things have been ticking up in price. I mean, they're at like 1.5 to 2 cents now, and we've slowly started to see, you know, a mass kind of collection, a mass FOMO into them. If they hit the 3 cent mark, well, do people then start looking at something like a Carrion Shade, a Gargoyle Scrap? I'm surprised Crypt Beetle's down there, but I guess I never really use him, so that kind of makes sense. But when you think about like, okay, would I rather put a Pelacor Bandit on land or would I put a Carrion Shade? If I already have one, right? Well, Pelacor Bandits are way more important for the meta. And if they get to that 3 cent range, then you're looking at this and saying, well, let me take a Carrion Shade and throw it on land. So again, once we get through all of the common cards and those start rising in price, or we get rid of a lot of supply with land, could we start eating into their supply more, making them obviously much more scarce and therefore more desirable? So I don't know. I just wanted to point that out to you because these are cards that I'm kind of watching here. I am not aping into them, and this is not financial advice to tell you to ape into them because maybe 3 cents is where they're supposed to be valued. I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm not sitting here saying that they're going to do like a 2-3x and jump to 10 cents. I mean, that'd be kind of crazy. But at the same time, you don't really know if we start to feel the scarcity, how easy it will be to get these if you need them for your deck. And keep in mind, sure, 1 BCX is fine. That will accomplish a little bit of the goal. But if you're playing at the higher levels, you will need at least, so for example, if you're playing at gold, you will need at least a silver level one to get the maxed rewards. And as we're looking at here, silver level is 60 BCX. So again, just something to think about. Just wanted to put on your radar, but that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you watching these? You know, at the very least, and one last thing that I'm going to do here is, what did we say, 1.3 million or so divided by 14 is 92,000 of them. So 92,000 of them, 93,000 of them can be maxed out for bronze. And the reason that that is important is twofold. One is that because I think a lot of newer accounts will probably push to silver, so you'd want to be getting max rewards in silver playing with a maxed bronze version of this. But then more importantly, a lot of these get their ability at that level 3, so max for bronze. So this one, you know, one of my favorites, Mycelic Morphoid, you get Thorns at bronze. I think Hardy Stonefish is the only one that doesn't actually get anything. So let's find the other guys here. Oh, this is not the market anymore. So Radiated Scorcher gets the Shatter at level 3 or maxed for bronze. Hardy Stonefish doesn't get anything. Gargoyle Scrapper gets the Void, which can be clutch, especially in like Equalizer rule sets. And then Carrion Shade gets the Flight, right? Or the flying ability. So again, just something to keep in mind. I'm going to end it here. That is all I have for you guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.